our area, and we have the Spud Unit in our area. So for people who don't know what a Spud Unit is, and I'm not going to get scientific because I'll mess it up, but specifically for potatoes, for strawberries, asparagus. Basically, it ensures clean seeds. It takes in dirty rootstock, or what could be dirty, goes through a process and ensures farmers have access to 100% virus-free seed, which is really important if you think of potato blight, if you think of, right, in Prince Edward Island, right? So the Spud Unit is doing this in New Liskeard, has been doing this for 40 years. You've never heard about the Spud Unit because it's been doing a great job. But the Spud Unit's wore out, right? There are things we can do to make it last longer, but it's wore out. It's no longer, it needs to be replaced, refurbished. One of the reasons the Spud Unit was put in New Liskeard is because it's far away from many other weather-related, you have an easier time making things virus-free if you're far away from the viruses that are growing in the rest of the... And so there is concern, serious concern, that the Spud Unit might move to the corridor of excellence, right? But there's a reason why the Spud Unit's there, and I'd just like to hear what you learned while you were touring it and what your views are, if you could share what the government's looking at regarding the location of the Spud Unit.
Certainly. Well, I'm sure you can appreciate that in the true spirit of rule, when we were en route up to the Earlton Farm Show, it's like, you know what? Why aren't we dropping into the research center? Because that's what you do when you're in an area, you drop in for a visit. And honest to goodness, Candy is just a phenomenal manager. The decades of I'll say generational expertise that she has attained. She's been at that particular Spud Unit since the 80s. And, she's very proud of her team there and the work that's being done. And when you talk about the importance of creating seed that is free from potential contamination, she explained very effectively how the jet streams work and how Timiskaming is north of those jet streams, keeping the growing environment pristine. And that's exactly what we want in the spirit of excellence. And no one should deny that in terms of location, location, location. And so in that, another takeaway that I had that day was she gave me a strawberry seedling to hold on to. And she made me guess how many plants that one seedling would impact. And it essentially, in a nutshell, that one seedling had the opportunity to generate 70,000 plants through propagation and their production practices. And that's staggering, because that's what we want, right? And I also want to share a little bit about asparagus. Through ARIO, the Agricultural Research Institute of Ontario, and University of Guelph and OMAFRA, albeit it was at the Vineland Research Station, but same idea. We developed in Ontario a variety of asparagus called Millennium, and it took Canadian growers, Ontario growers, by absolute delight, and I say that sincerely. And subsequently, it has become the asparagus variety of choice throughout North America. Because I share this with you, because it emphasizes why the work that Candy does in New Liskeard, or the work that gets done at any other station, because we talk about the importance of food supply. And I'm always saying, because of the stats that back it up, year over year, we're increasing yield. And this new variety of asparagus developed here in Ontario and used across North America is a proof point for that. Historically, asparagus growers were happy to harvest 2,000 pounds to the acre. The Millennium asparagus helps growers now realize 6,000 pounds per acre. And it was interesting, just a couple of weeks ago, I was up bright and early, not milking cows, but at the Ontario Food Terminal. And a lot of asparagus was going through the terminal at that time. And one grower actually said he's realizing 8,000 pounds to the acre. And so I use this as an opportunity to reemphasize the work that gets done in all our research stations are important. But going back to New Liskeard, it seems, it's been within the last 10, 12 days. I hosted a virtual meeting with our Hort sectors. And they spoke very eloquently about the amazing efforts and work that gets done on behalf of garlic growers. Even apple growers were on that call, and strawberry and potato. And the value that is realized in New Liskeard is second to none. So we're going to be doing everything we can to complement and give certainty to that work in New Liskeard, because you just can't replicate that anywhere else in this province.
Thank you very much, Minister. And a shameless plug, we've got a beautiful spot for a new Spud Center on ARIO land right across the road. right next to the new research station, which your government has supported, and we're very proud of that as well. So